Be one of the very first to see inside Disney's brand new cruise ship, the Disney Treasure. We got an exclusive sneak peek of the restaurants, the lounges, the staterooms, the shows, and more on Disney's newest ship, and we're bringing you along with us. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. The Disney Treasure is Disney Cruise Line's 6th ship, officially setting sail this December. And I'm sorry about my voice. I've been on the ship for 2 days and my voice is for some reason very scratchy now. I don't know why. I'm sorry about this. Anyway, want to get this recorded. We were some of the first guests to step foot inside that new Haunted Mansion lounge, and we cannot wait to show you all the awesome little details along with everything you can expect from a cruise on the Disney Treasure. So the maiden voyage of the Disney Treasure will be a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise from Port Canaveral, Florida, leaving on December 21st, 2024. This voyage is going to be followed by an inaugural season offering 7-night sailings to the Eastern and Western Caribbean from Port Canaveral, including stops at Disney's Castaway Cay. So this itinerary will continue through at least May of 2026. The Treasure is the second ship in Disney's Triton class. The first is the Wish, meaning it has the same layout as the Disney Wish, though this time around the theme is adventure. The statue in the atrium is Aladdin and Jasmine on magic carpet, and be sure to rub the lamp for good luck and an incredible vacation once you're on board. I think that's something that I'm going to do every single time I get on this ship, and I hope it's a lot. In the atrium, you can also catch storytellers that tell classic Disney stories in a shortened version, and there are nods to films like Aladdin and Mulan, Pocahontas, Encanto, Up, Peter Pan, all throughout the decor of the ship. Now, this atrium is truly stunning. I think this is the prettiest atrium on any Disney ship that I've ever seen. The colors are so gorgeous. They are, honestly, I want to decorate my house in these colors. It's like this rich mallard blue and these deep magentas and rich golds. Absolutely stunning. It definitely feels, very Agrabah, because we've all been there. But it's just, this is the prettiest ship I've ever been on. Gorgeous. Now, Coco, Marvel, and Zootopia get their own spaces on this ship. Classic Disney attractions like Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, and the defunct 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea get their own lounges as well. Moana gets a brand new stage show, only found on this ship, and with 5 other ships to choose from now and several more on the way in the next few years, you got a whole lot of options when it comes to Disney cruises beyond the ports they visit. So let's take a look at everything you'll only find on the Disney Treasure. All right, of course, this is Disney Food Blog, so we are starting with all the restaurants and lounges. I went to all of them. I got super lucky, got to go to every single space that serves food on this ship. Like other Disney Cruise Line ships, the Treasure features that rotational dining lineup that's going to take you through 3 unique dining rooms throughout your cruise, and there are a couple that you're going to visit twice. And don't worry, that's all planned for. They've got different entertainment in those restaurants if you're visiting them twice. Very, very cool. We'll talk about it in a second. There are also adult-only upscale and upcharge options. There are those sweets shops and the bars and lounges. So first up, let's talk about Plaza de Coco. This is the very first Coco restaurant on a Disney cruise ship, and it's a dinner show extravaganza. This is part of your rotational dining. Everyone's going to go to Plaza de Coco. You'll be able to see 2 different dinner experiences on your 7-night cruise. On your first night, Miguel and the Town Mariachis entertain with lively song and dance. It's all about familia, and it's a fun and funny show that I think everybody's going to love. And on the second night, the Plaza transforms to a fun-filled Dia de los Muertos celebration with Mama Coco, Abuelita, and the rest of the Riviera family. So there's a gorgeous ofrenda in this restaurant. We definitely recommend taking some time to check that out before or after your meal. Lots of hidden secrets in this restaurant as well. Lots of Easter eggs. As you're walking in, you'll see all the shoes that the family makes. You'll see a space for Miguel's guitar, which is clearly gone because he's going to come and entertain you at the show. And just walking around the restaurant itself, it's stunning. I really think you're going to love it, and I hope you get a chance to explore it a little bit, even option if you're there for a quick meal. All right, next we're gonna head to 1923. This restaurant is a direct repeat of the restaurant on the Wish, and it's another rotational dining experience. Named after the year the Walt Disney Studios was found, 1923 is a celebration of classic animation and new animation as well. You're gonna find storyboards and sketches and props from adventure-themed Disney movies like Tarzan and The Lion King, Aladdin. I saw a lot from Up. Really cute stuff over in the Walt Disney side. Now, I say Walt Disney side, there are two sides to this restaurant because the Triton class ships have a stage in the atrium that the other ships don't have. And so that kind of pushed the restaurant that's connected to the atrium to the other side. So you've got a hallway in between the two sides of the restaurant. It's a 7,000 seat restaurant, and you've got the Roy Disney side and the Walt Disney side. And so you will be assigned which side you're going to sit on. They both look exactly the same. It's just that they have different decor in terms of what movies they're featuring in their kind of animation shadow boxes and stuff like that. But even if you're assigned to the Roy Disney dining room and you want to go check out the Walt Disney dining room, of course you can. You can go over there and look around as much as you want. Now, the food on this one, again, going to be really similar to the food at 1923 on the Wish. We saw several of the same desserts and things like that. That's something that Disney Cruise Line does, is if they kind of repeat restaurants across ships, you'll see very similar offerings on the menu. Maybe not exactly the same. Obviously, sourcing changes and guest preferences change a little bit. And so you'll see changes to the menus once in a while. But in the same way that you go to Animator's Palette on the Dream and the Fantasy and you're going to be able to get those truffle persiettes, same sort of situation here at 1923. If you loved something on the Wish, it will most likely be on the menu here on the Treasure as well. Now, heading over to World of Marvel. This is another restaurant pulled from the Wish, the last of the rotational dining restaurants, but there is a brand new show happening on the Treasure. You're still going to get to experience the Ant-Man and the Wasp themed show that is on the Wish as you dine here more than once on your 7-night cruise. There's also a new Groot show. This show is a lot more interactive than the show on the Wish, with trivia throughout your dinner that you can answer using the Pim particle located on your table. And speaking of the Pim particle, you can buy a sipper version that we had seen previously on the Wish, and there's a new sipper, which is a Pim particle enlarged Coke can that you can get from the Ant-Man movie. So that's a brand new addition to Worlds of Marvel here over on the Treasure. Headed to Marceline Market next. This is open for breakfast and lunch. This is the main quick service and counter service option aboard the ship. It's basically the buffet, you know, like cabanas on the other ships. Marceline Market is the cabanas of the Wish and the Treasure. Now, this little restaurant's going to feature sprawling buffets, loads of different cuisine, so everyone can find something they like. They do have that little coffee shop in this Marceline's. It basically looks exactly the same as it does on the Wish if you've been over there. The Treasure's also going to have Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods that we've seen on the Wish as well. I got to kind of drive by real quick and take some quick video for you, but those were not open when I was on the Treasure. Just wanted to make sure they were still there. You could still get that Mickey's Smokehouse Barbecue, which I love so much, and the menus look very similar to how they look on the Wish. So if you want kind of like a full review of those, go ahead and watch our Everything I Ate on the Wish video, and I am very effusive about the barbecue. And moving on to the fine dining aboard the Treasure. These are adults only spaces. You have to be 18 to go in this space, and you have to be 21 to drink in this space. This is all Beauty and the Beast themed. When you walk in, you'll see a great hallway with lots of Beauty and the Beast portraits, and they're just gorgeous. Then you get to the rose. The rose on this ship is gold. It is not red like it is on the Wish, and that will lead you into the Rose Lounge. So this is the lounge for both of the adults only restaurants. Anyone can go to the lounge if you're 18 years or older, but you don't need a reservation for the Rose Lounge. But it is good to have a reservation for the Palo Steakhouse. That's where you're going to find steaks and Italian dishes like upscale pizzas and pastas. And you're also going to need a reservation for Enchanté. That's even fancier than Palo, with a menu created by 3 Michelin-starred chef Arnaud Lallemand. And that's just a gorgeous experience. Now, let me hop back to Palo really quickly. There's a very popular brunch at Palo that's offered on most days at sea. Since this is going to be a 7-night cruise for the Treasure for their first itineraries, you're definitely going to have the option to get brunch. Book that reservation as soon as you can, because those do fill up really, really quickly. Okay, back to Enchanté. In addition to the dinner service, they also offer a prix fixe or a la carte lunch experience. Just like on the Wish, both Palo and Enchanté, plus the attached Rose Lounge, are Beauty and the Beast themed. It's very subtle. You're going to see a lot of Cogsworth over in Palo. You're going to see Lumiere. Physically, he's there actually, over in Enchanté. So definitely go and explore and check it out, even if you're not dining there. Moving on to Jumbo's Sweets. This is the ice cream and sweets shop aboard the Treasure, inspired by Zootopia, of course. You're going to find more than 31 flavors of handmade gelato and ice cream, plus specialty treats and candies. I think there's like 40 toppings, 20 toppings, an insane amount of toppings for your stuff. These are all an upcharge though, and not included in your cruise price, but they're not too expensive. It's definitely worth a visit. I got to try the orange and chocolate gelato, but those are not separate. Those are together, swirled together, and it was really, really good. And they even have kind of their own version of Paw Pops. They're not frozen pops, but they're kind of like a little pastry, so you can check that out. There's also an awesome exclusive sundae bowl here. I love this. It's like a little bus, and you can actually take the spoon. The spoon is included. You can take the spoon out. It's the little swirl of ice cream at the front of the truck, so you can take that out. So anyway, you can get those exclusive sundaes, and you can also get them delivered to your dining room at your rotational dining room if you want them. Just talk to the cast members and they would be able to do that. As for lounges, are you ready? Oh my goodness, you guys. We got the chance to step inside the most themed and exciting spots on the ship. We're going to start with the Haunted Mansion Parlor. This is going to be the premier spot on this ship. You know when Hyperspace Lounge opened on the Wish, and even from the first media cruise, you need to like go to the place and make a reservation to get into it because so many people wanted to be in that little tiny space. Same thing with Haunted Mansion Parlor. This is a small space. It's the same size as Hyperspace Lounge, very tiny. So you're definitely going to need to plan when you're going to visit, see if you can get a reservation. And you shouldn't, I don't think you're going to be able to book reservations on the app. You might have to literally go to the Haunted Mansion Lounge when you get on the ship and book a reservation. We'll see. Maybe they'll make it available on the app, but definitely plan ahead to make sure that you get in. There may be a wait list as well. Inside, it's like you've stepped into the Haunted Mansion, which I know is something that we would all love to actually do. You'll even catch ballroom ghosts dancing in the mirror above the bar. Little kind of shows happen. You'll see Leota floating in the mirror above the bar. The clock will start ticking and you'll see a little show with the clock. All of the portraits on the walls are going to change. Those are all actually TV screens, and you can't even tell that they are, but they're going to do interesting and strange things throughout your time there in the parlor, so be sure to check those out. The lighting will change all the time because, of course, the ghosts are playing some tricks on you. And there's that fascinating central kind of centerpiece where you've got that big fish tank, and that thing is incredible. That'll do some really wild stuff. You'll see some things in there as well. Now, something that caught my attention immediately in the Haunted Mansion Parlor was the secret menu. So what you're going to need to do is get the iPad that they have there with the menu listed on it, and then turn the iPad so that it's vertical. Once you do that, you'll see a little puzzle that you'll have to solve, and then it'll take you to the secret menu, which right now is a drink called the Chilling Challenge, which is served on this specialty drink cup thing that looks like a sconce in the Haunted Mansion. It's very cool. There are also some specialty bottled drinks made just for this location. And talk to your bartender to see if there are other secret. I only had like 8 minutes in here, so there's no way that I could discover everything. So you're going to have to help me out and start discovering things too, and let me know what you see, because I know there's so much going on here that I didn't even get the chance to look at. Oh, and the Donald chair is over in the corner. You know, the Donald chair from Haunted Mansion that looks like a stylized Donald. That's over in the corner too. You can sit in it. You can take pictures. It's very cool. Oh, and there's also some exclusive tiki mugs to bring home from this lounge. These are characters that have been created for the parlor that you'll see on the walls in the portraits, but they have their own tiki mugs as well, which you'll be able to purchase. Oh, and something I didn't even talk about, the specialty drinks, because the specialty drinks, we actually talked about them on the blog, and we've already told you about them here on the channel, but they are just as cool and just as yummy as you would expect. So definitely check out those custom drinks when you're there. Moving on to the Skipper Society. This is right across the, street hall from Haunted Mansion Parlor. This is a Jungle Cruise inspired bar. And if you've been to Skipper Canteen in Magic Kingdom, you'll notice some familiar motifs, including those tropical bird chandeliers. You can also order some tropical inspired cocktails. You can order waffle desserts. They're really good, actually. I had one. It's delicious. Now, this bar has its own tiki mug to take home as well. Keep an eye out for the paddles on the wall with Disneyland and Disney World's opening years, 55 and 71. And the lighting along the bar area is actually Skipper hats, which is really fun. This place also has a stage. They're probably going to be doing some live entertainment here too. Heading upstairs to the Periscope Pub. This is the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea inspired pub. Features lots of sea monster tentacles, scuba gear, and general vintage submarine vibes. Look up when you're in there because you're of course underwater. You're in a submarine and you're gonna see some sharks swimming above you. And this place is actually a lot more zen and chill than I expected. The music is very chill. It definitely gives Tokyo Disney Sea vibes in here. I think this is going to be an excellent place to just go and relax. Now, the menu is very similar to what you're going to find over on the Wish at this location's sister bar. You're going to find a hefty beer list, some pub snacks like fish and chips, Bavarian pretzels. They got those tots with all the cheese sauce on them. So all of that is going to be available here. It's a good place to grab dinner if you missed your rotational dining. And then Scat Cat Lounge. This piano bar is themed to the Aristocats. There's a souvenir glass to take home here as well. It's going to cost you $130 to get that drink. But what's kind of weird and cool about it is that the cat is down at the bottom of the drink, so you can actually look down and see the cat. The cat comes in two forms. You can either get a gray one or kind of a clear glass one. And I asked the bartender if you could choose, and he's like, well, you never really know what you're going to get. But, your bartender may vary. You may be able to choose your cat. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what happens when you're there. But again, it is $130 to get it. I think that's because on the Wish, everybody stole those bird glasses and they didn't want people to steal their cat glasses here. And so they just made it part of if you order it, you get the glass, but you have to pay $130. Now, on this ship, you've also got the two little coffee bars. You've got the Jade Cricket Cafe, which is inspired by Disney's Mulan, and the Moana-themed Hey Hey Cafe for your coffee fix. Now, these are beautiful spaces. Over at the Jade Cricket Cafe, they actually have gins that have been made specifically for that location, which is interesting. And also be sure to look for Hey Hey and look for the Jade Cricket because they're both represented in those two locations. Okay, we've got more to talk about, but first, we've created a completely free booklet with all the info about the Disney Treasure, details on the lounges, the restaurants, and more to help you decide which stateroom and sailing is going to be right for you. You can get it over at disneyfoodblog.com/treasure so you can start planning your cruise vacation. Okay, moving on to the staterooms. The Disney Treasure has 1,256 staterooms, with most of those located on the outside of the ship. There are 948 veranda staterooms. These feature custom artwork and design elements with nods to Disney and Pixar films like Aladdin and Pocahontas and Up and Luca and Encanto. I love they have Luca rooms. There are 185 ocean view staterooms and 123 inside staterooms with those same themes. There are also concierge suites, 4 royal suites, and the Tomorrow Tower suite, which will be located in the ship's forward funnel and is Epcot themed. Hold on, we'll talk about it in just a second. So passengers sailing in concierge level staterooms, they're gonna have access to an exclusive concierge lounge with a private sun deck. Concierge level suites will have design elements inspired by The Lion King. 4 royal suites celebrate Disney felines from the films The Lion King, The Jungle Book, and Aladdin. These rooms include the Bagheera Royal Suite, the panther from The Jungle Book, and the Raja Royal Suite themed to Princess Jasmine's tiger from Aladdin. I got to go in that one. It is gorgeous. Now let's talk about that Epcot suite. Located in the ship's forward funnel, the Tomorrow Tower suite will overlook the top deck of the Disney Treasure with views from its 2-story window, and the vibes are all about classic Epcot. The Tomorrow Tower suite boasts almost 2,000 feet of living space and sleeps 8. It has 2 king bedrooms, a children's bunk room with figment lights on the ceiling, 4.5 baths, a living room, a dining room, and a library, which also kind of transfers into being an extra accessible room with an accessible bathroom as well. This is a beautiful suite. It gave me all the feels because, as you know, I'm a 1982 Epcot kid, and I just absolutely loved it. The music playing in the suite also is the music from Epcot, which I just loved. Now, something quick to note about the suites that I really, really like is that you can flip a switch and make your windows go frosted for a little bit of extra privacy. I thought that was awesome, and it's definitely something that you're going to be able to do, you know, if you shell out the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to stay in these suites. Moving on to entertainment. So Disney, The Tale of Moana is a brand new show created just for the Disney Treasure. This stage show tells the story of the first Moana movie, narrated by Grandma Tala with huge puppets and songs from the film. We did actually get to see the first act of this show in our sneak preview. Cameras were not allowed, but it was incredible. The lead Moana, she is so powerful. Her voice is just incredible. And they did so much with the small space that they had available for what is quite an expansive film. So really great. I'm very excited to see the whole show. Now, you're also going to see Beauty and the Beast and Disney Sees the Adventure performed at the Walt Disney Theater. Beauty and the Beast, of course, brings Belle's story to life with elements from both the live action and the classic animated films. Disney Sees the Adventure is an original musical production starring Disney and Pixar pals and featuring Disney songs. The Disney Treasure has a few more entertainment areas we've previously seen on the Wish, including the Hero Zone, Wonderland and Neverland Cinemas, Senses Spa, and of course the Kids Clubs. We got to go into the Kids Clubs. They're very, very similar to what they are on the Wish. Lots of cool stuff happening there in the Star Wars Launch Bay and the Walt Disney Imagineering area. Very cool. Of course, the Small World Nursery's there as well for your little ones. Sarabi is the entertainment hub of this ship. This is where you're going to find trivia and silent discos and game shows and more. And the Treasure will also have the Aqua Mouse water coaster with a brand new storyline created for this ship, the Golden Egg. Now, how does the Treasure stack up against the rest of the fleet? If you're a longtime Disney cruiser, we know there are some criticisms of the Triton-class ship design. We've heard from many that you prefer the layout of Disney's older ships and that the Wish and soon the Treasure feel a bit disjointed, making it harder to navigate. One of the main differences with the older ships in the fleet is that the bars and lounges are in a district, whereas on the Wish and Treasure, they're kind of all split up around the ship. As far as the dining and lounges go, we're pretty impressed with the new offerings and updates on the Treasure. We loved the new Groot storyline at Worlds of Marvel. The trivia element made the whole experience a little more fun than meals we've had at this restaurant on the Wish. And while a direct comparison of the Frozen and Coco dinner shows is tough, we loved the performance we saw when we were there, and I think people are just going to feel very at home in Plaza de Coco. It feels like just a family restaurant. I loved the vibe. The Haunted Mansion Parlor takes over the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge location found on the Wish, and Disney Parks fans are gonna love this one. I think it'll be a much more broadly appealing lounge for people who both love the Disney Parks and even people who don't. I think Hyperspace Lounge is really fun and interesting. I think Haunted Mansion Lounge is gonna be a little more comfortable, and it's also going to have a lot more stuff to kind of discover and explore. So overall, again, like I said at the top of this video, this is the most beautiful ship I've ever been on. It is absolutely stunning. The rooms are gorgeous. The colors are incredible. The atrium is stunning. I love the restaurants. I'm a Disney Parks girl though, and this is a Disney Parks ship. They are just honoring the parks in so many different places, and that is probably going to make this my favorite Disney cruise ship of them all when everything is said and done. All right, stay tuned to the channel because we'll have even more Disney Cruise Line content coming soon, including a full sailing on the Disney Treasure in just a few weeks. So if you're looking for even more info about this new ship, download our free mini guide to the ship at disneyfoodblog.com/treasure. Go check out all of our blog posts, all of our social media posts. Oh my goodness, you guys. We put up so much stuff. We've got so many pictures, so much more than I could ever say in this video. So please go check it out, look for yourself, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.